Alright, so I'm gonna do a couple things here. Instead of like capturing the footage with this camera, I'm gonna capture this stuff using OBS screen capture thingy program, for lack of a better word. I don't know what you call these things, but screen capture thingy program seems to make sense-ish. And I'm gonna cut it all together. I'm gonna splice it all together. That video there will probably be in the bottom corner, and my drawing and all this stuff that I'm going to capture on my monitor is going to be most of it, like 80% of it. So I'm going to start my recording now. So I got lots of things recording. Camera recording, this recording, my lav mic is recording. That's what that is. I bought this as well on Amazon because everybody seems to be doing it and I want to be like everybody. Not really. I just heard that it works really well. If you're going to take this seriously, then invest in it, right? Okay, so you probably saw this drawing in my last video as line art, and I suck at painting, and it's one of the things that I'm trying to improve as well. So by the end of this, I realized that I still suck at painting, but at least now I know how much I suck, because this was a chore just to even get it to this level, and I'm not even happy with it. But that's where it is right now. And I'm just going to stop right there with this one, because I'm not even going to draw pupils on this guy because that's his power. He's like Storm or something. I don't know. I'm just tired of it. But what have I been doing? I'd mentioned earlier that I've been doing a lot of kind of reinventing myself and how I approach drawing. And let me show you what I used to do before. In the past, and I know a lot of you guys are guilty of this, and because I talk to a lot of my friends as well, and they're the same way, and I'm thinking we're not the only ones that are like this. We can't be. So what happens is when I approach a drawing, I do this kind of business, right? Let's get a brush going here. Let's go black. I open up a new page. It's intimidating, of course, even though it shouldn't be. Less so than like regular paper. That's really intimidating. Like, you mess up there, you're pretty much done, especially with Copic markers. For those of you who've used them, you know what I mean. It's kind of tricky to say the least, right? Okay, so where was I? I'm trying to talk and draw at the same time. This is gonna be something, I tell you. Okay, so I open up a composition, and this is what I do every time when I start drawing something. Okay, I'm just gonna draw a dude, right? And immediately I go right to what I feel most comfortable with, and that is the face, because I love drawing faces. I get immediate results. It's very familiar to me, and I can wring them out relatively quickly. So I'm just going to keep drawing here, right? So, and this is what I mean by when I said in the past, I just kind of draw organically, and it kind of just works itself out in the end. But the problem with that, I found, was that it takes me twice as long, if not more, to complete a drawing, because I'm always having to kind of go back and try to figure out poses to match what I'm drawing. And I'll explain more about that later on as I go along. So I'm drawing this face, right? It's like, awesome. I do this all the time. I'll just go in there and I'll draw a face. And I've done this many times, so I'm pretty efficient at it. Okay. I'm not going to get into any techniques or anything like that, because somebody was right. There was a commenter on on my last video that says we don't want to see art tutorials because there's a lot of people out there that do them. And to be quite honest, those guys are a lot better than me at it. So I would probably have nothing to offer there. So I'm just gonna draw and tell you where I encounter issues. And I think that's way more useful than me trying to teach you how to draw a head or how to draw a body. Unless you want me to. I mean, I have strong feelings about that as well. I mean, I can't I can't teach you how to draw. Only you can teach yourself how to draw through practice and just doing the research and stuff like that. Because I figured, you know, I can show you how I draw, but as far as teaching you how to draw, I mean, how can I do that? There's so many different ways of doing it, and everybody does it differently, and you know, that's just my philosophy anyway. I can't teach you how to draw. You have to learn on your own. You know, it's like Bruce Lee, right? You take what's useful to you, you use it, and then you determine what is junk to you. What other people find useful, you may not find useful. And that's all that I gotta say about that. So this is what I do. I'll open up a page and I'll start drawing this dude, this random dude. I'll be like, I'll just let everything happen organically. The head will determine the neck position and all this stuff, right? And this is a problem too. I'll start so close, you know, I'll worry about the details, and I realize that becomes a big issue when you start worrying about the details right away. And a lot of professional artists will tell you right off the bat what I'm doing wrong. Like immediately they'll probably tell you, why is this guy starting right up on the face and working on these small details and not roughing everything out first? And that's what I learned was, you know, you have to rough out everything. You have to plan everything. You have to do everything in stages. That's why I'm so slow. So this is what I would do, and tell me if you guys do the exact same thing. Okay, I'm gonna try to move a lot quicker because it's taking up too much time. I don't wanna do these epic 1-hour videos and stuff like that. Find time is valuable to a lot of people. Well, I'll do this and then I'll go like this, and you know, like I said, I've done this a million times, maybe not a million times, maybe 1,000 times, I don't know. Let's pick a number, an arbitrary number. But I'll do this. 1, 2, 3. Right? So this is just a naked dude, I don't know. And I'll get to this level, and it'll be fine. But then, okay, this is terrible. The head is way too small, but it's because I rushed through it. But anyway, I'll get to here. Let's cover up the head because it's bothering me. I'll get to here, and the problem with that is this body, this position, because I didn't plan ahead, is determining the position of the leg, and so now I'm stuck with having to kind of worry about how to draw. I'm trying to shoehorn this leg position because I didn't plan ahead. Now I'm letting the leg be determined by the shape of this body. Now it's just the dude standing there, right? It's kind of in a boring position. And I realized that was my problem. And I would spend hours trying to figure out how to attach the leg to this torso and have it look dynamic, when it was kind of pointless to begin with, because the upper torso, even though it looked decent, it wasn't dynamic. So now I'm stuck with it. I've spent, you know, I spent an hour on here. I don't want to ditch it. Now I'm spending 2 hours on the legs trying to get that into the right position. It's a huge mistake. So what I've learned is how to kind of reprogram my brain into thinking, just planning everything out first. And this is what I've been doing. I've just been doing like gesture drawings and planning it out, and you know, trying to figure out methods and processes in my head as to how I would kind of things that would make it a lot easier for me to get to a final image. So a lot of, you know, needless to say, a lot of my drawings in the past have just been kind of the head and the torso and maybe the arms, and I would just forget about the legs. And come on guys, like hands up, how many of you guys go through the same thing where you sketchbook, you know, you have a sketchbook full of just upper torso and head and arm drawings? I think it's important, especially if you're going to become a concept artist, to kind of draw the things that you don't like drawing. And to a lot of people, that's the legs. And so what I've been doing is a lot of these kinds of things. And I relegate myself to spending only maybe 2 minutes each. And it's interesting how I came across this, and I'm still learning right now. It's very simple. It's I started using these cubes, and I used to draw these a long time ago, I remember, but for some reason I just abandoned them due to laziness, or I don't know what it is. But see, and I just have pages and pages of this stuff. This is just examples, and I never used to, and for the longest time I never drew like this. And you know, after doing so now, and I'm wondering why not. So now going forward, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plan everything out first before I start getting into the details, and that's what I should have been doing right from the get-go. And I know it seems obvious to say, but you know, hindsight's always 20/20. And for those of you that already do this and you're like, wow, no, you're an idiot, because what have you been learning in school? That's what they teach you. I learned that as well, but you know, we always gravitate to the things that we feel most comfortable with, and that's, for me, faces and upper body and arms and stuff like that, because it's easy. I can get quick results from it, but you got to do everything. You got to plan out everything, and I'm realizing the importance of that. So, okay, let me show you what I've been doing. Excuse me. I hope this lav mic is working and it's not too loud. It probably is. I apologize for that, but I've been doing this. And yeah, I did learn this from YouTube. I relearned it from YouTube, I should say. I did learn this in high school. Or college, not high school. I didn't learn anything in high school. Yeah, high school. So I've been doing this. This is the upper body. And what determines the position of the leg, whereas before I would draw it organically, remember? And then I would let the upper body dictate what the lower body was doing. Not doing that anymore. So what I've learned is, you plan everything out, right? This is the center of the chest. This is the upper body, and the lower body you plan right away. So I want the lower body to twist out more. So I would do this. This is for the male figure. For the female figure, I've actually just learned of this yesterday. It's a lot easier to do. I'll show you later. And I'll just draw straight through. These are where the arms are. This is where the arm's gonna be. If you were to draw straight through here, this is where the neck is going to be, right? And I have a feeling my camera is going to die because it's been doing that lately. It just shuts off automatically. It might be a timer thing, but yeah, I'll just edit it all together. So I have this basic shape right here, and I've established the upper body and the lower body, right? I'm not teaching you how to draw right now. This is what I've learned, actually, and it's helped me a lot. So I would connect this to this, and I would just draw like that. So already you can see where this is going, right? So naturally, when this body turns out this way, the arm would probably be doing something like this, fist. This will probably end up being a really terrible drawing, but I'll get better at it. And then this arm goes out like that. The head. And I'm still learning like a lot right now, and the good thing about the MobileStudio Pro is I'm not wasting paper, and I'm not, you know, messing up the couch with eraser shavings and stuff like that. It's a big deal in my household. My wife will tell you it's not good cleaning up after me. I mean, not like she ever has to. I mean, I do it myself, but I'm also lazy to clean up after myself. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Like I said, I usually spend about 2 minutes each on these, really quick. So as you can see, it's already shaping form, taking shape, right? I know, speak good. Shoulders are here. Okay. One, two, belly button, 3. I'm shaking like crazy because I'm really nervous. I've never drawn in front of the camera or anything like that before. So, but hopefully it doesn't pick it up. Okay, so you see what's happening? It's already taking form. Where before I could do this upper body without having to draw the squares, but I'd have a hard time linking it to the leg. And that's what this is helping out with right now. and it's amazing. It's almost like an awakening in a way. And like I said, if you guys want me to break down how I do anatomy, let me know. But some of you guys seem to think that that's not a valuable thing, and I could see the point for sure. So now when I get down here, I know exactly where the legs are going, and I don't have to worry about shoehorning it, like trying to figure out, because it's all planned out already. Oh yeah, they also released a new driver that improved on the pinching and zooming, which is awesome. I'm stoked about that. It works a lot better now. It's still not perfect, but it works a lot better. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to focus too much on the details. That's going to be like that, right? It's going to go down like this. There's going to be some foreshortening here. I don't even know what this guy's doing. Makes absolutely no sense at all. Okay, and that's it. And that was all because, I mean, I tweaked it a bit. It doesn't match quite, but it gives me an idea of where it is. And it sets it in 3D space. So if I was to draw a background to this, the squares help set it in 3D space, right? And that's what I mean. I've been doing a lot of these, and I find that it's helped out so much. There's that. There's one figure. Now, I was talking about, like, this is just for a male figure, right? I was talking about with the women, like with the female figure, it's okay. Now it's not. Now the pinching and zooming is not working. It's making me look like a fool. I found that the squares don't work as well for women figures because it's more softer. It's not as hard and rigid, right? So for a female figure, I found that circles help more. So let's just do head, neck. So I found that a circle for the upper body helps a lot more. Works a lot better. Because when I was using squares, they were looking very masculine. Let me show you. It just didn't look right for some reason, and I couldn't get it to look right. Like right there, it just I don't know. I was drawing She-Hulk, mind you, but it just didn't look as soft as I'd wanted to. And then I switched to using circles for the upper body, and it worked out a lot better. And for the lower body, I still use I still find that the hips are relatively square, even for both male and female, so that works there. These are the things that I figured out. So circle for the upper body, rib cage, right? And the shoulders, I always do the same thing for male and female. I'll draw 2 circles to where I think it should be, and then I'll connect it like that. And that'll be the collarbone, where the collarbone sits. And for the lower body, like before, when I was before I used to do things, and the wife is coming downstairs. Hey. Oh, cool. Yeah. Here, gimme. I got a package in the mail. What is this? It's from Asia. Maybe we'll do an unboxing right here. How about that? What did I get? Let's just hope it isn't embarrassing, like a sex toy or something like that. Not like I'd ever buy a sex toy, especially not from China. Oh man, this is exciting. This is like live TV right here. This thing's happening. Only not live. What the hell? What is this? Oh. Stickers. No, it's not stickers. It's my screen protectors for my phone. You guys ever buy the tempered glass screen protectors for your iPhones and stuff like that, and you're spending $20 to $30 each? Yeah, stop doing that, guys. Buy them from Asia. These are literally $2 each, and I buy them in bulk. I have, I think, 10 of them, and I keep smashing them like an idiot because I keep dropping them on corners. Like this is chipped, so all I do is I just peel it off, and this is tempered glass, and I just put the new one on, and that's what I just got in the mail. It's pretty awesome. Wasn't what I was expecting, but equally good. Okay, anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. It's already 11 minutes. I mean, I hope you guys don't mind these super long movies. I mean, you can always keep it on in the background or whatever like that too, right? I know I talk and ramble a lot, and I draw super slow. But my hope is that you guys find these things very helpful. And I did promise that I would do this. It's my commitment. So I gotta do it. As nervous as it makes me, it's happening. Okay, so where was I? I always draw two shoulder bones that go like that, and then I connect them. And whereas before, if I was to do this a month ago, I would have drawn the face. It would be all detailed, right? And then I would draw the neck. I would get this far, and then I would get to the body, draw the breasts. I get to here. I'm essentially replicating what I have here. Okay, draw this, and then I would just I'd probably do something like this, because I wouldn't know what to do next. And I'd always default to something that was very familiar. And then I'd be bored, and then I'd be like, oh man, I've drawn that a million times, it's the same position. And I would just stop. I wouldn't draw anymore. I'd be like, I quit. I'm just gonna go eat a pizza, watch a movie, be done with it. But if you do it this way and you plan ahead, okay, I don't know what I'm doing now. That's probably too long. Lower body here. There you go. I've pretty much determined where my hip is going to go already, so I'm not stuck doing what I'm familiar with. So I connect that with that, do this. Okay. Sorry, this takes a lot of brain power from me, so I'm gonna probably be pretty silent. Like I said, everything I'm learning so much right now. And the good thing about a tablet PC is that it allows me to get these ideas out really quickly without being intimidated by pencil and paper. Because it is intimidating to a lot of us, right? Drawing digitally, not so much. Because there's always that undo button. And it's not permanent. There's that idea that it's not permanent. 1, 2, 3. I maybe drew this a bit too low, but that's fine anyway. I mean, like, it's good to exaggerate anyway, like to make the lower torso a bit longer. That's completely fine. It doesn't have to follow perfect anatomy. Like in this case here, this is already, I noticed I could have made this longer or whatever. But do you see what I mean? Instead of when before I had this kind of a thing and I would always default, I shouldn't have erased that last picture, to this thing, this position that most people do. I know you guys are guilty of it. You know why you do this? Because it's easy and it's familiar, right? But by planning ahead, I've created a much more dynamic setup for what I'm going to do. And this doesn't have to go this way either. This can go this way. Right? And of course this can go up like this. If it's going to be like a Chun-Li or something like that, getting ready to throw a kick. Or you can make it more interesting by popping it back like this and creating a foreshortening. like that, right? Okay, maybe this is extreme, but you get the idea. Awesome. And I don't know what she's doing either. Like a catwalk or something like that, and her eyes are going to look this way. And for the eye direction, I always just draw simple dots like that. And that already tells me that that character is going to look that way and that way. And then when we zoom in, we'll start doing the details. But do you see what I mean? And the collarbone isn't, of course, straight across, because we're looking down on her. It's more like a V. Collarbone for both male and female. Doesn't matter if you draw a square for a male torso or a circle, female. Shoulders, right? The shape is always the same or similar. It always goes like this. That's how I see it anyway. Like this. This is the center. These are the traps, neck, collarbone, chest, shoulder. See what I mean? That 3D box helped determine what angle this body was going to be on. So now this is a bird's eye view, where this was kind of like a straight on worm's eye view kind of business. It takes the guessing out of the drawing and allows you to focus on more important things. So this is what I've learned, and this is new. This is within the last 2 weeks, and my drawings have already improved quite a bit, like as far as speed, and it's incredible. And I would urge you guys to do the same thing, even if you're a busy person and you only have half an hour to an hour a day. Just give it a shot. Just keep drawing. Just keep on drawing these gestures. Now, I can take this drawing here, which actually I'm quite fond of, this position, and I can isolate it and then start doing the detail, and I won't have to worry about, when I get down here, spending 2 hours just, trying to figure out where the torso is gonna link up with the hips and stuff like that. It's already done. I just have to go in there and fill it up with clothing and small details, and it would be done. Pretty awesome, right? I mean, like, it's it's crazy. It's so clear to me now, and I'm excited. I don't know if you can sense my excitement, but it's incredible. And I made some mistakes along the way too. When I was drawing these squares, say this for example, I was drawing them wrong for the longest time. I was doing this kind of thing. What's wrong with this picture? This is too thick. I was getting this barrel-y chested kind of a figure, which looks really strange and top heavy. And it took me a while. I actually did a lot of it took me maybe 10 sketches before I realized that. And how I realized that was I would analyze a drawing that I thought worked really well. Say for instance, something like this. I really dig this pose as well. I'm going to probably turn that into a drawing. But when I do, it won't take me as long, right? I was looking at this drawing here, and I'm like, why wasn't it working out? And I realized that if I was to look at this one right here, it looks like this. Center, and the hips go out this way, right? I'm like, yeah, it looks fine, like it's cool. But why wasn't it working out before? And then I was like, you see, what happened was, let's draw this again. I was doing this. This square is too deep. It's too much. I shrunk it, and once I did, everything fell into place again. And it's just small tweaks like that make a huge difference. And I wouldn't have figured that out if I didn't draw, if I didn't practice, and if I didn't go back and reverse engineer what I thought was a successful pose, and kind of analyzed what I did wrong and what I did right there. And I figured out what I did wrong, and it was that. And now consistently, when I draw a cube and made this part thinner, everything just fell into place, and it was amazing. It was like this oh moment, you know, it was incredible. So I think I'm going to stop the video there. Right now, this one alone, which I'm going to marry to the other one, is going to be a total of like half an hour. So I hope you guys get a better understanding of my thought process and my growth, and how investing in a product, as expensive as it is, a product that works really well can help you improve your drawings quicker. It may not help improve your drawings. No technology is going to help you draw better right away. Like I shouldn't say that. It can make you draw more and quicker, which in turn will help you draw better. But if you do that on a piece of paper anyway, if you go through pages and pages and pages in your sketchbook, just gestures and stuff like that, you're gonna get just as good. So there's a controversy, right? There's a lot of people who think that there's no amount of technology, or they're like, oh good, you invested in a $3,000 product and in hopes that it's going to make you a better artist. You just wasted your money. Why don't you just use pencil and paper? And I agree with that to a certain extent, but if a pencil and paper is going to be a chore and it's going to prevent you from actually picking something up and making marks on the canvas, it's counterproductive, right? At the end of the day, like for me, I'm a perfectionist, so if I don't get a pose done right the first time, I will keep erasing it over and over again. But with a tablet, it doesn't matter. If I get it wrong, I'll just do this, shift the screen over, draw another one. If that's wrong, I'll do this, same thing. So I guess with that said, I know a lot of you guys have went out and purchased the MobileStudio Pro just like me in hopes that you can do more artwork. Don't feel discouraged by those guys that say, oh, you just went and bought an expensive tool. Good luck with that. I'm just going to keep using my pencil and paper and improve the cheap way, and it didn't cost me anything. Don't laugh at them or anything like that. There is a valid point to it. If they prefer to do things that way, that's cool, but don't be discouraged as well. Don't feel sad about your purchase. Just if it allows you to draw more, then that's the best thing, and that's probably why you bought it, right? And think of it that way. What else? I think that's all I'm gonna do for this video. And another cool thing is, I don't know if you guys know, but you know how with the original companion, to change the nibs, they came with these tweezers, these like a circular kind of a tweezer thing to pull the nibs out. The MobileStudio Pro doesn't come with one, and I realized why, and this is the coolest thing. And I discovered this thing because when I changed the nib the first time, I'm here with my fingernails and I'm like, oh my god, this is so hard. And eventually I get it out and I plop a new one in, but I don't know if you see it or not. On the holder, it's not focusing. Okay, you go. On the holder, when you pull it out, there is a little dot right there. Guess what that's for? If I can do it. So much pressure. Anyway, you put it in this hole, you tilt it a little bit, and you pull it out, and it'll pull this nib right out. It's amazing. And they never tell you, I don't think. Or maybe I didn't read the instructions properly. But anyway, focus on me. If there's anything else that you guys would like me to kind of cover, I know that I'd mentioned that I didn't want to do tutorials or anything like that, but I can tell you the way I do things that may help you out. But at the end of the day, I can't teach you how to draw. Just just keep practicing. And that's what I'm doing. I am growing with you guys. I'm kind of stripping away everything I know and starting from square one. And already it's paying dividends. So, okay, I think I'm just gonna close off the video right there. Thanks for watching, and I don't know what I'm gonna do for my next one, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, thanks again. Okay, bye.